So, what is a state of nihilism? I think it's a mental event where the highest values that you have devalue themselves. And I think this happens in a few stages. So, you start with values, moral values that have the highest priority over all values. Um, I think this is something that's very fundamental to mankind, is the ability to rank order different moral values. And that necessitates having highest priority ones. However, human experience and or new knowledge can discredit these values or call them into question, as it does with all kinds of different beliefs, not just moral ones. So, given when that happens, an individual um, will cling to the belief that light ought to be meaningful, but has lost the ability to believe in a rubric of values according to which the meaning of life is prescribed. So you're kind of in a state where I'm trying to approach this psychologically, where you're in a state where the natural world has no inherent meaning, but you require life to be meaningful. And this is the kunai, the Naruto kunai. But this, what I discussed a second ago, is kind of the existentialist dilemma, that our existence precedes our essence, that we are that which assigns meaning. And this is a crushing task. So we're always in search of a fixed meaning. Every person pursues a meaningfulness that does not inhere, it is not inherent in the world outside of their mind to some degree, or perhaps completely. I mean, this doesn't mean that we can't rank order values by some metrics. Like, we can't take a moral value and determine which is the most utility, or which has the most fairness or liberty or safety, or which ones we can universalize the most, such as the golden rule. We can certainly rank order values by how useful or how appealing they are through objective means. The core problem is that meaningfulness is only a subjective experience. And this is the ultimate reality about meaning. A lot of people don't like that we assign meaning to things. And I think that a lot of people's antidote to that is to trust in a united explanation for why your contradictory human experiences actually make sense, because your struggle for meaning is not the ultimate reality, that there's a true world beyond this one. Perhaps it's Plato's forms, or we have to break out of the simulation, or reach a state of nirvana through meditation, or we have to get into heaven. But what is absolutely crucial, and you will find this is common among all of these types of beliefs, is that this true world or true account accounts for the way the natural world or the fake world undermines a sense of fixed meaning. This is an act of psychological desperation, I think, and it's motivated by despair, to persist in a search of synchronicity that can make one's experiences coherently meaningful. It is an act born out of a feeling of powerlessness, I think. And think about this. I mean, people need to feel morally justified. Everyone, to some extent, needs to feel that they're a good person and they have a meaningful life and what they're doing matters. And if you cannot get fixed meaning from the world, then to hell with the world. How about that? It's not real. How about it's not real? The true life is beyond this one, or after this one, where everything will be made clear. I think that this is fundamentally a resentful belief, and I think it is a belief that many people hold and try to dress up as though they've arrived to that conclusion through reason. And I think that what they're actually doing is fabricating an ideal that calls their own frustration with fixed meaning a good, like a moral good. But it's not bad. It's not good. It's not bad either. It just is. And most people resent this. So they decide to create a value born of this resentment and posit it as a fixed meaning. and equate that value, that fixed meaning, as the highest good, and claim it came from outside themselves, and that it is not merely reactionary, as though they were setting out to discover the truth rather than grasping for meaning. I think this is something Jordan Peterson falls into a lot, as though it were an accomplishment to be unable to reconcile this problem of meaning that every person faces. Faith in whatever you think is giving you fixed meaning. It could be God, meditation, math. I mean, math seems like it's complete and logically, well, maybe not logically complete, but there's a lot of logical, tautologies that you can maybe believe in, and maybe that'll give you meaning, I guess. But anyway, in conclusion, I'm not trying to straw man your beliefs or any religious beliefs or any aesthetic or taste in meaning that you may have. I'm trying to outline how the inability to reconcile fixed meaning with that which assigns meaning can end up with you holding beliefs that are supposed to be antidotes to nihilism but are actually just delusions that are reactive to nihilism. And that we are indeed both the sculptor and the subject being represented through sculpture. So, anyway, I'm kind of bored, so I just thought I'd make that point really quick.